Well, like
So
what you're talking about right there is like the hub of the
yeah,
wheel.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
because you got to have a hub for each of the spokes to attach to, and then you have to have a tire to tie it all together.
Yeah,
And see, like one of the things that my wife and I have firmly believed in is the networking, how important it is. If you're going to do like an event, if you're going to go like to Dickey Playground, we've done some events at Dickey Playground. Okay, here's how it works. This church brings the water. This church brings the food. This church brings the tables and chairs. This church brings the canopies. This church brings the bounce houses. This church brings, see, and we bring the worship. See, so that it's like each part of the body makes for an easy load. If one church is to do all of that,
yeah,
it's a tremendous strain on resources, on the people. But if you're a networker,
yeah,
if you're the center of that hub, hey, can you bring 50 cases of water to this place on this day? Okay, great. Hey, can you bring 500 hot dogs and buns in your barbecue? Hey, can you bring the bounce houses? Hey, can you guys bring chairs and canopies? It's easy.
yeah,
It's a light load. It's a light yoke that is put
yeah,
upon your shoulders, and you're doing the work that God has called us to do. The
yeah.
body of Christ is doing the work that God has called us to do.
Yeah, it's huge and then the impact or the felt love into the community is huge. When you've got 20, 30, I mean, how many churches are in Fresno? I mean,
There's
we
close to 600 churches.
yeah, I mean, if we can get our act together, we should be able to just put a huge, loving embrace on our community. And maybe not the whole community at once, but, pick a certain,
Right.
spot and love.
And you talk about impact. There's two things I want to share with you. First of all, you talk about impact, like when I was that Sunday school teacher, okay, and being a worshiper. I have seen when there's an event happen, you got all these people come to the platform and they kneel and they say the prayer and they give their life to Christ. That right there, in my honest opinion, is not how I count success. Oh, we had 25 people give their life to the Lord this day. And so, yeah, it was a tremendous success. No, that was just people coming forward and giving a prayer. Is there any lifestyle change? Is there anything, let's look at that, because discipleship will determine that.
Yeah.
But being a Sunday school teacher, we had this one child in there. Her name was Mercedes. The kid was from the people that were closely related to her were in some form of trouble or drugs or some kind of gang life or something. She came to our Sunday school, and we taught about the baptism. We taught about the armor of God. We taught about the birth, death, and resurrection of Christ. And we were teaching this class, just doing what God has showed us to do. And one day my wife and I were in Foods Co. and we're walking, and we hear this voice at the end of the aisle, Carrie, Carrie. And we look up and we see this kid running at us. It was Mercedes. She comes running up. She grabs onto Carrie, gives her this big old hug. She gives me a hug, and she goes, that you guys saved my life. You guys saved my life. Because we taught her how to read the Bible, what the purpose of the Bible was, the stories in the Bible, she was able to make it through all of the stuff that was happening in her family. People getting arrested, drugs, the violence that was occurring, the divorce, all of the ugliness that was there. She was able to maintain who she was as a Christian because we taught her how to do these things.